welcome to Family. We've got your back. This week we're doing posting a little early. Normally we do it after our date on Friday. But today we are going to the Capitol to our son's Frisbee tournament.
Yes.
And that's going to be an all-day thing. And tomorrow it's going to be an all-day thing. So we don't have the opportunity to do it later. So we're trying to be, responsible and prepared.
Yeah, plus I took
that.
the day off of work, so.
Yay! So last night, JD, our son, is in his math class. Trent is his math teacher. And he comes home and says, tomorrow I get a sub and we don't have to do anything. And I'm like, dude, you realize that is your father. Like, I know. He's like, yay, I get a sub in math. And I'm like, dude, really?
What's wrong with today's generation?
It's like, I don't have to do anything in math. But to be honest, like bragging a little bit on that kid.
Yeah.
He was not fast in his testing. They're taking what's called the RISE test. And that's basically...
end of year assessment.
Yeah. And does it count toward their grade?
Not at all.
It doesn't count toward their grade, but it just says, are you competent?
Are you proficient at how competent are you at this
skill
at this
that you've been learning all year?
The whole year's curriculum.
And it's 1 through 4 is, can you get a 0?
No.
Okay.
You can't get a 0.
1 is, 0.
If you write your name.
If you write your name, you get your 1. And 4 is the best.
Yep.
And he was meticulous and careful. Mm-hmm. And he got a 4. And this isn't just 8th grade math. This is
freshman level math.
Honors
in an 8th
math.
grade class.
So he learns 8th grade math and 9th grade math, all of 9th grade math and all of 8th grade math in 1 year.
In 1 year.
And he got a 4 in 9th grade math. I am so proud of this kid.
Yeah.
This is something that I could have never done, ever. Like with all the studying, this is not something that I could have done. And he was careful and methodical and is in the top 10
in
at
the school.
In this whole school.
Yeah, in the whole school.
His whole middle school. I cannot express the amount of effort that takes.
Yeah.
And it's not like, oh, my kid is better than somebody else's kid. That's not it. It's his hard work made a difference. And it
doesn't hurt that there's an external pressure coming from me and extra support if he needs it.
Exactly. And it's not like I ever saw you two doing math at the dinner table. It wasn't even that because there's no homework, which makes me upset. But anyway.
He's still got a 4.
He's still got a 4. My point is, however, that he put the effort in class.
Yeah.
And when he had a question, he asked for help, right? So why does this matter? It doesn't. But
well, it kind of does.
It kind of does because of the family connection that he has with relationship he has and expectation he has to work hard and do well in school. And that generational expectation, this did not start with us. Like both of us sets of our parents and parents before, they were all, you do your best in school. Mm-hmm. It's like ingrained in us to work hard and do your best in school.
There's no choices. Choices are good. There are choices.
Our point is we come from intelligent families, so we have the genetic skill to excel and succeed in school.
And we don't squander that skill.
We don't squander that by putting no effort
It's okay if you get, that's like,
failure is not an option. You put the work in to understand. And so our family culture is education, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, his dad was a teacher. My maternal grandparents were teachers.
Yeah.
Like, teaching is in our blood and education is in our blood. So
our kids care about it because we cared about it.
And we have one more story before we, define or talk about what we're talking about today. We went to an Easter egg hunt in Payson. Trent's parents. And
oh, right.
And we had to bring our dumb dog. I mean, I love our dog. She's not dumb.
She's
okay.
Not dumb.
But we had to bring our dog because she's so, like...
We wanted to bring her, too.
She would tear apart our house if we left her home. We have her in a little caged off area, right? But she'd need, like, 4 times a day somebody to come and take care of her. And then if we gave her to somebody else to take care of, then she'd tear up their house, and if we put her in a kennel, she'd like go crazy, and she's just too young. So we got permission to bring her with us, and we put her in her little fenced area in their yard, and everybody loved on her, and we got her out and put her on her leash, and just everybody loved on her.
Yeah.
But before, like, we get there, and Grandpa comes out of the house, and we say,
dad.
Yes, his dad. And we say, Sadie, do you want to meet great grandpa? And he's like, I'm not great grandpa to a dog.
Which is true. He's not a great grandpa to a dog.
It's still making my day, right? It was just so funny that he was so vehement about, I am the great grandpa to humans. I am the grandfather to humans, the father to humans. Like, he was, in a very funny way, emphasizing the importance of the family relationship. And I'm like, you know what? That's what we're all about.
Yeah.
We are all about the official, formal family relationship, and making it the best you can possibly make it, so that the best parts of your life are with your family instead of the worst.
Yeah.
Right? So I knew we had to do this episode because of that. I'm not great grandpa to a dog. It was so funny. Because obviously we do not believe that our dog is a human.
We're not,
or our baby or whatever.
We are connected by
we
love.
We love her.
To
we
our
are
dog,
connected by love, but
that's not the same thing.
And our responsibility toward her to care for her because of the stewardship we have over her. But it's not like we
don't have the same expectations we have of our children as we have of our dog.
Right.
It's like there's a different
there's
level.
no legal inheritance. Right? There's no right. She's not.
Even if I was to
We're connected by love but not blood.
Even if I was to include her in our
will that we just did.
Then I don't know. There would still be a person that would have to be in charge of that. Right? Yeah. Like dogs I'm going to leave
all
my fortune to my dog.
Right.
There's still a person.
You're connected by love, but not anything else. Yeah. Right? So the legal definition of family is, I can't read backwards. Hang on. A group of people that are connected by either genetics or legal systems. So marriage.
Yep.
Adoption.
Yep.
Or consanguinity.
Consanguinity. Yeah, I saw that.
I don't know how to say it. Consanguinity. Anyway, when we were researching the definition, we're like, what in the world does that mean? And he said...
I piped up.
You did.
Like, con means with. Sanguine is the idea of blood.
And I was like, I'm impressed.
I don't know where that Latin came from. But I had it
animal
somewhere.
Parts of his brain.
I think it's related to Dan Brown stuff.
Oh, it probably is. Oh, yeah.
Right?
But yeah, like exsanguination. I mean, I could have figured it out, but yeah. So.
But I did.
But he did. Well done, Trent.
Yeah.
Good big brain there. So, kind of definition of the day, the blood relationship.
Blood relation.
So why does that matter? Why does this blood relationship matter? Why does the legal relationship, the formal legal relationship matter? And why does it need to be so strict and specific? And no, your friends are not your family. You love them. You're connected by love. But why? Why is this so important? Like, why does there have to be no? There are limits to this, defining brackets and exclusionary.
And even if you do love your friends as much as you love your family, there's still something more than that.
Right. So why what is this exception, this difference? Why does it matter? Why does the legal definition matter? And the first one is responsibility. Legal, financial, moral responsibility toward these people that you are related to by blood or law.
Yeah, I think about my responsibility towards my students. I love many of my students, but at the end of the year, I kind of forget a lot of them.
They come up to him and they're like, "Hey, you were my math teacher," and he's like,
"Oh, it happened. It happened like a week ago. There was some high schoolers
at a wedding."
Oh, that too. Yeah, but there's been several occasions in the last 2 weeks that I see their face, I recognize their face, don't know their name. I haven't given them any mental energy in years.
They're not living free rent in your head.
They're not.
To go back to our teen lingo episode.
And so, it's like as soon as my responsibility is over with those students, and these are going to have some similar situations in a couple weeks.
Your favorite stay.
Yeah.
Like, you're not supposed to have favorites, but obviously you're human and you do. But, those emotional memories stay. But the ones that are just,
And I'll be super happy to see them in the future. If I run to them at, the store or whatever the case, maybe they'll come back. I actually have that looked forward to.
Oh, the senior walk.
The senior walk
The
through.
graduating
they come
seniors
and they walk
go back
through the
to
middle
their,
school. And I'll be super happy to
elementary
see them, happy to congratulate them. But that'll be it. It's like there's no responsibility.
After the formal teacher-student relationship is over. He's not responsible for
And so if I see them regularly, then I'll continue to interact with them and try to give them encouragement and support. I mean, it happens with our ultimate Frisbee kiddos.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
But there's more emotion connected to them.
Yeah, exactly.
But anyway, that
responsibility
legal
is
responsibility
gone.
He has to ensure their behavior in his class is appropriate. Like, he's contractually obligated to serve their interests, their best interests, while in his classroom.
And many of them,
and that contractual obligation ends once they leave his classroom, right?
Yep.
So, but with family, it
never ends.
It never ends.
The responsibility is there.
Like, once your children become adults, you're no longer financially responsible for them.
But you still have a responsibility toward them.
To teach and guide.
Help with the grandkids, give emotional support, give
and we're not saying,
kind of support.
We're not saying unsolicited advice at all times.
No.
We're saying lead and guide.
Support them in their path.
Be a good example, that sort of thing. So financial and responsibility as well, right? To care for their needs. Also with inheritance, like your next door neighbor isn't legally given your worldly goods when you die.
Nope.
It's your children that inherit. Your descendants.
Right.
Inherit.
Yeah.
And if you don't have them, then it's your next closest relative, right? It's like
Well, and I think too, we already kind of alluded to this. There's not just monetary and possession inheritance. There's the traits of your family. You inherit specific
legacy.
Expectations and
legacy.
the legacy of your family.
And their name, their good name or bad name, if you choose to have that be your legacy.
Right.
And that's sad. Anyway, so so in terms of inheritance, and then This one, I'm like, how do I word this one? This forced proximity and relationship. Our favorite Calvin Hobbes, it builds character, right?
Builds character.
You do not choose your blood relations. No. The only ones you choose are the legal, which is adoption, but more importantly, your spouse.
Right.
You get typically, other than adoption, one choice of a family member. Yeah. So choose wisely.
Yeah.
Choose very wisely. But also, because of that choice, you have a responsibility toward that choice.
Oh, yeah.
And to ensure that relationship thrives. You know, that's in marriage vows, like to love, honor, respect, care for, whatever you choose to put in your vows, or whatever is, if you're a religious person and you have formal vows that are the religious ceremony, those are well thought out for a reason. There's a reason it says in good times and bad, in sickness and in health, typically. Right?
Yeah, right.
Because hard times come in this life, and it's how you choose to deal with those. And you have a legal responsibility to treat your spouse well, because you have chosen this relationship and you are covenanting with this person to care for them for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
And if it's religious, then it's in the afterlife, right?
Right.
And so, as well, like it's forever that you are saying, I promise to treat you well forever and care about you forever and put your needs above my own forever.
Forever. Yeah.
So, yeah, those of you who
That's a happy thing.
Considering marriage, this is what you were promising.
Yeah.
And we take that very seriously.
Yeah.
We try to honor that. Trent's parents do a fabulous job at that and teaching their children how to they are a fabulous example of that. My parents, they're not arguers either.
No.
And the things that my dad does to care for my mom and the things that my mom does to care for my dad, they're very special and sometimes incredibly difficult.
Right.
But
they have that understanding.
But they understand the importance of that choice.
Yep.
Right? And then the rest are
responsibilities and stewardships.
They are
and
people.
Blessings.
Well, no, the people you were around that you are related to are not your choice. They are birthed into that relationship.
Yep.
Right? That chosen relationship, then people come into that relationship. And then your siblings, who are not your choice, have children and get married. Mm-hmm. And that is not your choice, right? Their spouse is not your choice. Their children are not your choice. So you have, in our case, thousands of people that are our relatives. Like, we have 63
not
nieces
alive.
And nephews. 63 nieces and nephews, okay?
Yeah.
And
that's a lot of people.
Previously that are alive, and the cousins and the thousands of people we are related to. None of them are our choice, right? He's my choice. So...
And vice versa.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
Happy Mother's Day.
Thanks. Happy Mother's Day.
Yeah,
yes.
Right.
Well done on your choice. And to all the ladies out there who want to be mothers and cannot be and are not, happy Mother's Day to you too, because of your potential and the honor that is, because motherhood is an honor. So happy Mother's Day to you as well. And I hope you find joy in that day, because it is a difficult day for many people. But yes, that forced proximity. So you are joined by something other than choice. And so why is that an important thing? And to me, this is the most important part of our podcast, our episode this week. It is because it is not your choice.
you
have the opportunity to make of that relationship what you will, right? And so that relationship gets to be, the quality of that relationship is your choice, though.
Yeah.
The fact of the relationship isn't, but the quality of it is.
Yeah, everything that that is what your family becomes is a result of choices that you and your partner make. So you can choose to sacrifice your needs and your needs and wants
and desires
for something
opinions,
better.
Right?
Yes, for something a little bit better. And that better is a strong family that values things, that cherish each other, and are a blessing to the community they are in. And so, if you can do that well, if you can instill in your family the good things that you have already, and then instill in them a desire to make their life even better,
right?
Then you're never going to be a burden on communities. You're going to be an asset to communities, and you're going to help build your town or whatever into a better scenario than they were when you were born, right?
Yeah. When complaints about chores come up, I say, in this family, we work together to take care of each other.
Right.
And it doesn't matter if it's your mess or not. You clean it up. You take care of it because we take care of each other. Mm-hmm. And we take that responsibility seriously.
Yep.
And I say, choose to be friends with your siblings. To our kids all the time. Choose to be friends. Ignore the bad and focus on the positive.
Do stuff that builds each other.
And the other night at dinner, I said, we were talking about your name being safe with me. And I said, I want our home to be a safe haven for everybody who lives there. And not be mocked, made fun of, their faults pointed out and jeered at. And I don't want anybody to be brought low because of the treatment that they receive from their siblings, right? Or one of us. Like, I want them to be safe. Their name, who they are, to be safe in our home.
Right.
And we talked about that at dinner the other night. I'm like, we are going to make this a safe place for everyone. And so hopefully you, right? That can be a common thing. But it is your choice. The quality of your consanguinity. I'm going to use that word a lot now. But it's that quality is your choice. So this week, the challenge, the assignment is to choose to improve a strained relationship, that a relative relationship that you have, to improve how you think, feel, and act toward a family member that you struggle with. So that, because Thanksgiving, and you're like, ugh,
this is awkward.
I hate this. Well, why?
Forced proximity.
Because the forced proximity, because of how you think about them. So choose how you think. Find a thought that your brain will accept that is true.
Yeah.
That changes the nature of how you think if it is a negative situation, right? And then your feelings will change and you will act differently.
And probably the more you think on this stuff, the more situations that will pop into your head. Oh, this person really isn't that bad. Most people are pretty reasonable.
Most people are, yeah. Some people are not.
Some people are not.
But you can choose to think well of them and find good in everybody.
Yeah.
You can find good in everybody and choose to focus on that good. And you can choose to create and positive relationships with anybody. Because guess what? That is within your power to feel good about your family and to make those positive relationships. So this has been a very long one, but this is incredibly important to choose wisely in relation to your family. Mm-hmm. All right. Have a great week.
Bye.
Bye.